John, I want to talk first about these restriction-free sites like MySpace. Can they lead to trouble as we've seen in this case?
Well, the problem is that every site is a restriction-free site today because Congress passed a law about 10 or 12 years ago before Web 2.0 social media really took hold, really before Google existed. And it grants immunity for those sites that do not edit. So you have a disincentive to police, as bizarre as that might sound.
So do you think the government should get involved in this, or are we not approaching a First Amendment issue here where we tell sites what they can and cannot put on the internet?
Well, first of all, it's not a First Amendment issue. What we have said is if you don't touch the content, if you allow all this craziness to go on, we'll grant you immunity. It's the old premises liability in the offline world, going into department stores and bars saying as long as you don't have a bouncer and as long as you don't have managers who look at the floor to keep things safe, you don't have any liability. We'll give you immunity. It's that type of issue that's causing the problem.
So you're saying not so much that the issue is allowing this stuff to go out, but it's the culpability related to it after the fact, that there should be some responsibility placed on the internet sites that put the information out there.
Absolutely. It deals with the concept of self-policing. The sites are disincented right now to police. There's no self-policing occurring. Consequently, you have this type of craziness that's going on out there. And, you know, people are accepting this as the norm when they run into something like this on MySpace. When, in fact, MySpace ought to have the ability, without there being adverse consequences, of coming in and saying, we don't want you on our premises.
Right. Now, how would you get to a point where you could begin the process of placing these restrictions on? You're saying that if you took out this disincentive, then the sites themselves would be more apt to put these regulations in. The government wouldn't have to be the one saying what standards were acceptable.
All we're saying is give the sites the ability to make decisions as to who they want to do business with, without there being adverse consequences. And right now they can't do that. Their hands are tied. Even if they wanted to self-police, if they get in and start editing content, taking all this trash off of profiles, then they are going to have to feel the consequences of that, which are often negative. So yeah, I'm saying it's not a government function, it's a private function, but government has come in and said we're not going to allow you to play the role that you should play.